Hey gamers, what's up? Sony recently held an impressive PlayStation State of Play event, unveiling several significant updates. Today we're diving into the top 10 major announcements from the latest PlayStation State of Play. 10. Kicking things off at number 10, there's exciting news of a Sonic Generations remaster in the works, featuring an abundance of new content themed around Shadow the Hedgehog, aptly named Sonic X Shadow Generations. Personally, the recent triumphs of Sonic Superstars, particularly in mastering the physics, have somewhat diminished my enthusiasm for the 2D aspects of Sonic Generations. However, Sonic Generations is renowned for its exceptional 3D stages, and it seems we're in for a treat with additional Shadow-themed levels. For fans of the 3D Sonic experiences, this update is akin to a grand gesture. It signifies an effort to apply the design philosophy of Sonic Generations towards creating new levels focused on Shadow, and honestly, why wouldn't we embrace that, especially as aficionados of 3D gameplay? In my view, the Sonic the Hedgehog update is an incredible way to keep us engaged as we eagerly anticipate what Sonic Frontiers 2 will bring, especially in terms of 2D gameplay. Sonic Superstars has nearly perfected the formula, so I'm not particularly thrilled about revisiting the 2D elements in Generations for that reason. However, the prospect of diving into more Shadow levels genuinely excites me. 9. In ninth place, we were treated to a solid gameplay showcase of Rise of Ronin, and it's genuinely astounding. The game beautifully captures the essence of the West, merging with traditional Japanese elements, steering clear of modern skyscrapers in favor of a more ancient architectural vibe. It's a refreshing perspective we don't often get to see. The game appears to masterfully combine the core aspects of action RPGs, with noticeable influences from Dark Souls evident in its design. Given that the developers are the same minds behind Nioh, it's no surprise to also detect a hint of Assassin's Creed in its DNA, likely inspired indirectly through Ghost of Tsushima. The combat system is impressively slick, arguably quicker than Dark Souls, leaning more towards the pace you'd find in Ghost of Tsushima, yet it's clear the developer's experience with Nioh shines through. The game doesn't just limit you to wielding an impressive samurai sword, it diversifies with the inclusion of primitive guns and flamethrowers, setting it apart as a unique title. It mirrors the transitional period in Japan akin to the dwindling cowboy era in the West, a setting explored by a few games, but none quite like this. Rise of Ronin promises a novel experience, leveraging its setting in ways its predecessors haven't, and I'm immensely looking forward to its release on March 22nd. 8. Coming in at number 8, there's exciting news about an enhanced remaster of Until Dawn, and it's not just coming to the PS5, though that in itself is fantastic, but it's also making its way to PC. The developers have completely rebuilt the game using Unreal Engine 5. It's important to clarify that this doesn't transform it into a completely new game. It remains a remaster, utilizing the original assets and animations. However, based on early glimpses and memory, it does appear more refined. A notable upgrade includes new camera controls, allowing for third-person gameplay, along with the introduction of contextual character movement animations, likely a necessary addition for the third-person perspective. This shift means players will have a closer view of the action, making these detailed animations more critical. This remaster might be partly motivated by the announcement of a film adaptation of Until Dawn, aiming to reintroduce the game to a broader audience while updating its visuals. Despite its nearly 10-year age, which is evident in its dated look, this update won't revolutionize its appearance, but will undoubtedly enhance it. The enhancements and additional features they've announced are promising. Until Dawn was a pivotal game that significantly influenced the trajectory of narrative-driven games, and it's great to see it getting such a thoughtful update. 7. Landing at number 7, we delve deeper into Stellar Blade, which, at a glance, shares some aesthetic similarities with Nier Automata. Despite its visual cues, Stellar Blade diverges significantly in its premise. Yet, at its core, featuring female protagonists in somewhat revealing attire navigating through desolate urban landscapes, it inevitably draws comparisons to Nier Automata. While it does fall into the hack-and-slash category, I hesitate to align it too closely with Platinum Games' approach to the genre. It seems slightly slower in pace, though not exactly sluggish. There's an unexpected Souls-like essence to it, even though it clearly doesn't fit within the Souls-like genre. Perhaps the combat's impact and rhythm have been influenced by Dark Souls, a testament to its enduring influence on game design, affecting even titles that might draw more directly from other sources like Platinum Games. It's hard to say definitively without more to go on. It could just be the trailer's presentation. Nonetheless, the game looks promising, and I'm optimistic about its potential. Should it fall short, it seems poised to be the kind of disappointment that still holds a certain charm, reminiscent of the Wanted Dead type of letdown. But I doubt it'll disappoint. Even if it does, it appears it would be in a manner that's still intriguing. Time will tell. 6. At number 6, we've got the official announcement of Death Stranding 2, aptly subtitled Death Stranding 2, on the beach. This title had leaked earlier, so there was some anticipation around it, but I must say, the title itself is quite striking, as was the trailer, truly remarkable. For those who recall the perplexity sparked by the first Death Stranding game and its initial trailer, it's clear that provoking confusion is somewhat of a hallmark for the series. Death Stranding is far from your typical game. It introduces itself as a Strand-type game, consistently embracing its unique identity. Hideo Kojima, the creative force behind the game, continues to astound with his unparalleled imagination. It's hard to fathom the kind of dreams he must have, which later evolve into elements of his games, like the aging rain or the spectral encounters reminiscent of Ghostbusters. On the Beach might come off as an odd subtitle, yet it feels oddly fitting for those familiar with the narrative of the first game. To claim it makes complete sense might be overstating it. After all, clarity isn't exactly the series' forte. But for those who've ventured through the original game, the title On the Beach does carry a certain resonance, even if it's in a typically cryptic Kojima fashion. Quick pause to tell you, if you're liking this video and want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel and click on the like button so you don't lose any future videos. 5. Landing at number 5, we were treated to a substantial Silent Hill reveal. First up, we got a glimpse into the combat mechanics of the Silent Hill 2 remake. Considering that Silent Hill 2 has never been lauded for its combat prowess, seeing footage of seemingly competent combat mechanics for the remake was a pleasant surprise. While it may not dazzle as the pinnacle of combat design, it's a notable improvement, especially given the original game's less than stellar combat system. The remake seems to be making a concerted effort to ensure the combat doesn't detract from the overall experience. The original game's charm partly stemmed from the protagonist's combat ineptitude, enhancing the sense of vulnerability. However, a direct replication of this mechanic in a modern remake would feel out of place amid other enhancements. Thus, a moderate upgrade to the combat system, which doesn't aspire to the fluidity of something like the Resident Evil remakes, but modernizes it sufficiently, seems like a wise move. It appears they aim to find a balance, modernizing the combat without overshadowing the game's atmospheric strengths. Additionally, we were introduced to a new free-to-play Silent Hill project. Despite initial reservations due to Konami's mixed history with the franchise, this venture actually appears promising. Described as a short narrative experience offered for free, it boasts a compelling atmosphere with elements that might remind some of PT, albeit pushing the boundaries even further. Titled Silent Hill, the short message, this project, along with the Silent Hill 2 remake, signifies an intriguing direction for the franchise, and we're eager to share more details as they become available. 4. At 4th place, we heard about titles previously exclusive to or already available on other platforms now making their way to PlayStation. Among these, V Rising stands out, a vampire-themed action RPG survival game that launched on PC via early access in 2022 and has been well received. It's still in early access, but a full release is expected later this year, likely aligning with its PlayStation debut. The game delivers on its premise effectively, offering a robust survival experience set within a vampire-centric narrative. Next, we have Dave the Diver, which blends humor and seriousness in a unique concept where you manage a sushi restaurant while diving for ingredients. It straddles the line between a management simulation and adventure survival, providing a truly unique gameplay experience. It's thrilling to see it extend to PlayStation audiences. Lastly, Zenless Zone Zero, initially announced for PC, is a roguelike action RPG that caters to anime fans with a clear understanding of its audience, highlighted by its vibrant personality and engaging combat system. The game's marketing tactfully emphasizes its appeal, though its strengths seem to extend beyond mere aesthetics, suggesting a genuinely compelling game beneath the surface. All 3 games, slated for release within the year, lack specific launch dates but are eagerly anticipated additions to the PlayStation repertoire. 3. At number 3, we were introduced to a trailer for Metro Awakening, an immersive VR adaptation set in the Metro universe. This title is a virtual reality experience designed specifically for the PSVR platform. For those unfamiliar, the game is set against the backdrop of a post-apocalyptic Moscow following a nuclear war, filled with menacing creatures and survival challenges. The Metro series is renowned for its atmospheric depth and narrative intensity, making it an ideal candidate for a VR experience. The prospect of this series entering the VR realm is quite thrilling, as it promises to leverage the immersive capabilities of virtual reality to enhance its already compelling setting. Although a release date hasn't been confirmed, anticipation is high for its arrival within the year. Keep an eye out for further updates on this promising VR venture. 2. Sliding into the second spot, we have Legendary Tales, a standout VR game that's been navigating through early access. While not without its flaws, it intriguingly melds elements reminiscent of Skyrim into a multiplayer dungeon crawler format, all within the immersive realm of VR. The experience of wielding medieval weaponry, engaging with the game's physics, and casting spells is genuinely satisfying. Visually, it may not set new standards, but the gameplay is remarkably enjoyable and worth trying. The anticipation is building for its official launch, as both the full release on Steam and its PSVR 2 version are set to debut simultaneously on February 8th, which is just around the corner. This date marks a significant milestone for fans and newcomers alike, eager to dive into its enchanting VR world. 1. And finally, at the pinnacle of our list, Hideo Kojima, the mastermind of gaming innovations, graced us with even more groundbreaking news. Following the captivating reveal for Death Stranding 2, on the beach, Kojima has announced his plans to redefine the genre of tactical espionage action, a nod to the legendary Metal Gear series. However, this venture into new territory will begin in earnest only after the completion of Death Stranding 2, which is slated for release next year. This new project, Physant, is teased not just as a game but also as a film, indicating a hybrid media experience that's both ambitious and typical of Kojima's visionary approach. The specifics are still shrouded in mystery, but the prospect itself is thrilling. This announcement was a highlight of an already eventful PlayStation State of Play, showcasing a promising future for gaming. We're eager to hear your thoughts on these developments. If you enjoyed this rundown, don't hesitate to like the video and consider subscribing for updates on the latest in gaming. Subscribing is the best way to stay informed, so make sure to activate notifications. We're grateful for your viewership and look forward to bringing you more exciting content. Bye.